I went to my Toastmasters Club meeting last night and it was a lot of fun. I gave a speech on Stoicism and I introduced my club to Stoic philosophy and Stoic history. And I even did a truncated version of A View from Above as a guided meditation. And I got a lot of positive feedback. It was a lot of fun. But what I really want to talk about is what happened before the meeting. We hold our Toastmasters meetings at the back of a coffee shop. There's a small room that they let people use for free. And just before our meeting, one of the employees goes around and asks the customers to leave so that we can use that space. And last night, the employee who was tasked with that sat in the room at the beginning of the meeting and we had a conversation. And he was a very nice young person, but he wasn't happy. And what I heard from him were just complaints. Not forthright, but small complaints about customers, about his job, about his boss, about his hours, about everything that suggested that he wasn't happy with what he was doing. Now, there's nothing wrong with working in a coffee shop if you're happy with it, and a lot of people are happy with that position. And in fact, it's something that I've always wanted to do because it's one of those scenarios where you're required to interact with people and to remember things and to follow a procedure to deliver a product efficiently. It's something I think I would actually enjoy doing. It's just that right now in my life it doesn't make sense for me to do it because the work that I do now, I get more for my time than I would working in a coffee shop, and I find enjoyment in other activities. So I don't need that outlet anymore. But this person was just really unhappy with his job in this coffee shop. And I really feel that the reason behind his unhappiness is because he had no direction, he had no purpose, he had no end game. I feel like working in this coffee shop would be much more enjoyable for him if it was a means to an end. If he said, you know what, I'm going to work here, but in my off time, I'm going to work on my book, work on my music, work on myself. It would be more enjoyable for him if he said, you know what, I'm not making that much money, and sometimes customers are hard to work with, but I'm saving a little, and I'm using that towards getting a degree, getting a certification, getting the skills that I need to get a job that is more aligned with what I want to do with the rest of my life. And I didn't see that in him. He was a perfectly nice person, but he didn't have direction, and I really felt like he was lost. And it's not my place to guide him to where he needs to be. I don't know this person. I only met him once, though I would like to speak with him again and maybe ask some questions and hopefully be proven wrong in my analysis. Maybe he was having a bad day. I don't know. I hope that's the case. But it made me think about myself and how many hours of my life are dedicated to work. Many of us work 40, 50, 60 or more hours per week. And if life is about happiness, then shouldn't you be happy in your job? And if you're not happy in your job, then shouldn't you either make so much money that you don't care because in your off time you're able to enjoy yourself as much as you want? Or should you really find work that is fulfilling? And some people are lucky enough to have both. And I get fulfillment out of my work. It's not always exactly what I want to do, but I enjoy helping my clients, and I like the fact that I have clients and that I don't work in an office because I have some extra freedom in my life. And if at some point in time I wasn't happy with one of my clients, I would leave. I would graciously refer them to a colleague, and I would find new work to replace that work. And I feel like that's what most people need to do. If you're not happy with your job and you're not making enough money, then you should replace it. And it doesn't have to happen immediately. You should just have a plan. Think about what you want to do and how to get there, and then do it. And that's it. And just having that mindset, a person like this guy in this coffee shop, if he had that mindset, if he had an end game, if he had a direction, he would be much happier in the short term at the job that he has while he's pursuing the life that he wants.